bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation of Baltimore Sports Talk. I am your endearing Southern host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh. Nice Bowie Bay Sox hat. Button lover, Josh Soroka. Where'd that Bay Sox hat come from?
It came from the Bay Sox. It was a gift from the Bay Sox. Bay Sox sent it to me many years ago. It's the Manny Machado.
Never sent me a Bay Sox hat.
Manny Machado special.
Okay, I don't recall you ever wearing that hat. Nice.
I wear it once in a while. I'm gonna start repping the minor leagues.
Well, the Bowie Bay Sox seems to be.
I've got a couple Bay Sox teams.
Yeah, they're my favorite minor league team this year. The Bowie Bay Sox.
Well, because they're playing really well.
Yeah, and they have DL Hall and Adley Rutschman.
And Anthony Santander.
Well, not anymore. He just played his last game for them, unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, fortunately. Yeah.
All right. So how you doing, brother?
Good, older brother.
We realized this weekend that maybe some people are newer to the show and don't realize that we're brothers.
And who is that third guy on our intro screen, on our intro vid?
The dead brother?
That's a brother as well.
Yeah.
No, he's alive and well. We saw him this weekend. Josh, you came home to Maryland this weekend, had an action-packed weekend full of baseball.
It was a jammed-packed weekend. When I came back last night, came back to Florida, and when I told people everything that I got into basically two days, basically I was only in Florida. I was only in Maryland for 48 hours.
Yeah.
The time I left Maryland was around the same time that I arrived in Maryland on Friday. So it was a jam-packed 48 hours, but a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, not to mention, once you get to Maryland, you have to find a place to buy a mask at because you don't have one in Florida, so you need to get one here in Maryland. So I'll add that to it too, and it gets tough. It's a time crunch.
The mask wasn't a big deal. I'm glad to see the Orioles lightened up a little bit with the mask, even if it's unofficial.
The CDC and state of Maryland have lightened up too with the mask stuff.
Right, the whole country has, I believe.
Yes.
So welcome to Florida, the rest of America.
Yeah. No, but even the birthday party was baseball themed, and we're starting the show a little bit late because it just took me about an hour to get to the computer because I'm so sore from my softball every year. I tell you what, I don't know what it is about softball. I can play tennis, I can play basketball, I can run, I can bike, and feel no soreness. I play one hour game of softball, and I can't walk the next day.
It's not softball. It's the competition. The competitiveness.
Yeah, and it's also like it's doing muscles I usually don't use. It's the squatting, it's the stopping and sprinting all the time.
Yeah,
it's using some different muscles I'm not used to using.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I came back to Maryland, went to 2 Oriole games, went to a birthday party for your son, and played softball with you.
Yeah, so
it was packed and a lot of fun to play softball with you and show that I'm better than you.
There is no evidence of that. I would have hit a home run too. The guy in front of me, Josh, was a very slow runner. If he was faster, I would have made it home. He made it home, but he made me nervous, so I had to stop.
So you stopped at second?
I stopped at second because he made me nervous at third. Mm-hmm. I don't know what he was going to do. Go halfway, turn around. I don't know. It made me nervous.
Okay.
But I'm a team player.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a whole lot of fun out and lots of time with you this weekend.
Yep. So. I mean, we saw a couple bad games. Unfortunately, the one game the Orioles won is the game that we weren't there for. But we saw a close game on Friday, a blowout on Saturday, and we missed the nice comeback win on Sunday.
Yeah. It sucks that the Orioles are so bad at home. They're like a different team.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, Josh, and we'll get into some of the players' performances and stuff, but my impression of going to the game, this is my, 3rd and 4th game of the year
Yep.
this year, and I don't know if I can do it anymore. I don't know if I can do home Yankee games anymore. They really bother me. The Yankee fans.
I completely forgot that Saturday night was an ugly game. Before you and I even got to our seats, they were down like 4-0.
Yeah.
And
Jorge Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez struggled. But we had a great surprise of a listener greeting us as we were getting to our seats.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Love when we run to listeners. Another listener wanted to buy me a beer, and we left early. I'm sorry about that.
Right.
Just can't handle anymore.
So the problem is we had that great experience coming into Section 334, but you had a awkward encounter leaving Section 334 at the end of the night.
Yeah, and I don't really want to talk about it. I'm ashamed of my actions. I got into it with a Yankee guy. He was obnoxious. He was one of those guys where I was trying to, even when they were down big time, when they would do something good, I would clap really loud because they finally did something good. And every time I clapped, he was sitting like 3 rows or 4 rows behind me, would yell scoreboard every single time I clapped. Mm-hmm. Scoreboard. Yeah. Dude, get a life. I understand the Yankees are better than us. Get a life. You don't have to rub it in. Cheer for your team. Don't take shots at me. You
realize that years ago when the Orioles would beat the Yankees, you were that guy.
I was never that obnoxious.
You definitely have yelled bye, yes. Thank you for your money as Yankee fans are leaving the game.
Yes, Josh. Yes, because they come into my house. I would never go into Yankee Stadium. We've been to Yankee Stadium. We were gentlemen in Yankee Stadium. Yep. Okay, I would never go into someone else's stadium and say bye to them and be obnoxious to them.
Gotcha.
And he waved bye to me when we left early.
Gotcha. So your problem is coming into your house. Don't come into my house and treat me like crap.
Yeah, and cheer for the team. I don't care if you clap when they do something good.
Right.
But don't come at me.
Right.
Don't antagonize me. Especially because understand, they're the Yankees. They can buy World Series every freaking year.
Right.
We've been in a perpetual state of rebuilding. We'll probably be rebuilding for the next 20 years of our life. So you don't have to rub it in. Dude, you're already the Yankees.
Right. You're the Yankees. If you don't beat the Orioles every single time, it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So why are you acting like this is we're the Red Sox or something, where this is the World Series or something? And
so
it makes you so mad.
See, I thought over the past 10 years there's been this transition where the Red Sox fans became more obnoxious than the Yankee fans.
Yeah.
But do you think it's coming back? The Yankee fans are earning that back?
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe because I haven't been to a Yankee game in so long, right? Because we didn't play last year.
Yep.
But no fans last year.
No fans.
And maybe it's just because there's not a lot of people there. And it was a weekend series. That's a perfect combination for a lot of Yankee fans to be there. I mean, I think, Josh, it might have been over 50% Yankee fans there.
Yeah, there were more Yankee fans than Oriole fans on Saturday night, definitely.
And I don't know. I mean, it always bothered me, but it bothers me more now. I'm not sure exactly why. But yeah, at this point, just because I just had this experience, Yankee fans are enemy number one right now.
And a whole lot of split couples, Yankees and Red Sox, Yankee fan and Oriole fans together, which is weird. Even friends, if you're close friends with a Yankee fan, don't go to a game with them. It's too annoying.
I'm trying to think. I think I've been to a game with the Yankee fans before, but yeah, I've never dated a Yankees fan. I mean, it's a tough position, right? If you fall in love, you can't help who you fall in love with, and they're Yankee fans. So that can be a little bit challenging. But yeah, I think you have to convert. You have to try to convert them. You have to try to get them to play for your team,
or just dump them.
Yeah.
As soon as you find out.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
People attempt conversion all the time. Team conversion. I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
I don't know. We had that whole story with Michael Phelps not knowing about the team conversion. You can't just spring that up on people.
Well, I mean, I've converted my wife.
From the Yankee fan?
She was born a Redskins fan.
Okay.
And now she's not a Washington football team fan. She is a Ravens fan.
All right. That's a little easier. I think that's an easier transition than a Yankee fan. Red Sox fans I've never found obnoxious. Red Sox fans definitely.
Yeah. It's true. Like Washington football team fans, they like are empathetic, right? Because they know what it is to have a terrible owner. They know what it is to lose. Yankee fans cannot understand. Like Yankee fans cannot comprehend how we feel. They can't empathize with us because they never experienced what we experience on a year in year out basis.
Right. Yeah, Redskin fans. I'm getting all confused. Redskin fans
just say
that
the
are
football
also
team, and you won't get confused.
Washington football team fans who are also Baltimore Orioles fans are the fan base I feel the sorriest for.
Yeah,
because they've got bad owners in both sports.
Or something in there too.
Yeah, but at least the Wizards aren't winning, but they've got good ownership.
Yeah, I think that's debatable, but yeah, it's been a miserable run. For those franchises. I know we're fortunate that we have the Ravens, who are always good every year, pretty much.
Right. The Yankees of the NFL.
I guess. I mean, but we do it in a salary cap thing where we just can't buy it.
I know. Good point.
We don't get our Garrett Coles and our...
Yeah, it's hard to compare to a baseball team when the Yankees and the Dodgers can just buy whoever they want.
Yep, but the Yankees... nor the Dodgers are in first place, so there's hope for all of us.
Yep, sure. Hey, speaking of National League ball, did you see this Manny Machado play that's lighting up the internet?
Yeah, I have.
All right. Are you pro Manny, or this is another example of Manny being a dirty player as the internet's running? Yeah,
well, I'll be honest. I guess, and maybe this is a result of who I follow on Twitter, I guess.
Right.
But I have not seen one person say it was a dirty play. I've seen only person after person and player after player and reporter after reporter come out saying this is a normal, smart baseball play.
Right, yeah, I think this.
I literally haven't seen one person say it was dirty.
And I think, and it's almost like baseball and politics mix, where it's like you don't see anyone on Twitter saying this is a dirty play. You see a lot of people on Twitter saying, stop calling this a dirty play.
Yeah.
Like everyone's calling it a dirty play when no one is calling it a dirty play.
Yeah, it's a made-up controversy.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, then we're on the same page. So that Manny was just getting out of the way aggressively.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I thought Josh usually takes any chance to bash Manny that he can. Josh, this is an opportunity you could bash him for no reason.
I would love to bash Manny Machado.
I know, you bash him for dumber stuff.
Instead, I wore the Manny Machado hat.
Nice.
Decided to help Manny Machado out. Nice. Because I am all for whatever you need to do for your team to win. If you need to be like Albert Bell and take out the second baseman, take out the second baseman. That was Albert Bell, wasn't it? If you need to be like Chris
Davis and take Adderall, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, yeah. If you need to be like John Means and put some sticky stuff on your glove,
allegedly.
Go ahead and do it. Yeah. You've seen that video, too. That's another thing on the internet that's making up a fake controversy.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I don't know if sticky stuff and foreign substances are a fake controversy, but pitchers can't do that. Pitchers can't. I think baseball needs to crack down on pitchers using anything because pitchers are already dominant enough without getting super spin rate with their freaking sticky stuff. So I would like to see baseball, not to the Trevor Bauer, but across the board, crush anyone who's using sticky stuff, except for John Means, but crush everybody else.
The point of the sticky stuff is for control, so you're not hitting players.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure if they didn't have the sticky stuff, 10 players would be getting hit every night. Yeah, get out of here with that nonsense.
I'm just saying that's what they say. Because they encourage the sticky stuff. They put the little tar bag on the mound for the pitcher.
Well, that's so you don't sweat or the liquid or whatever, or the perspiration doesn't.
And what I get is I know the pitchers put a little bit on there. The spin rate, apparently the seams are higher in the balls this year or something, and that's causing more spin rate. So definitely the new balls are affecting something. Talking about sticky subject stuff, why is there so much pine tar on the batter's hands? Like, why do they need so much that it's all over their helmets? Don't batting gloves do enough to help you hold the bat?
Yeah, and they have the sticky tape around the bat, too.
Yeah. Like, what's the pine tar do that everything else does not do? And pine tar is nasty. When you get that stuff on your hands, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, that's kind of gross. I don't know. I think receivers should be I think some of our receivers should put pine tar on their fingers, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, can our outfield run pine tar inside their glove?
Yeah, pine tar is everywhere else in baseball. Why not?
So
I think yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, is it necessary anywhere? Or was it necessary years ago? It's not anymore, and people in baseball are so set in their habits and weirdness that it's there.
I'd be okay with getting rid of it all. No pine tar allowed in the baseball field.
Get rid of it all. All sticky substances gone, and let's see how many players get hit. I'd even be okay with stop using the Delaware mud and just stick brand new baseballs out. Let's see how much any of this stuff that baseball has done for hundreds of years really affects the game.
And if we play 1 week and the hitters' bats are flying into the stands every other bat,
it doesn't matter.
And
we
players
got
are getting hit in the head every other play, every other at bat,
right.
and then you can say, okay, fine, you were right. The pine tar is keeping people from dying.
Exactly.
But I don't really buy it.
Maybe sticky substances are allowed in the rain. When it's not raining, you're good.
Yeah. It certainly seems to be. I mean, I know the hitters use it too on their bats, but it certainly seems to be an advantage for pitchers. And it's one of those things where everyone acknowledges that kind of everyone does it, but you just can't do it too obviously, right? I guess that's the deal.
Right. Everybody does it. And it's all the limit of, like, you can put it on your hands, but you can't let it transfer to the ball or something like that.
Yeah, and that's all well and good until batters start hitting 230, and I think the strikeout rate this year is over 25%. Mm-hmm. So 1 out of every 4 players is striking out.
Yeah. How much do you think baseball regrets changing the ball this year?
Yeah, it's kind of ironic. I mean, it's ironic, but I don't think, like, that's not the problem. A different baseball would not mean people are striking out less. It just means
I think it does. I think the higher seam is causing that higher spin rate.
I think
that's leading towards the strikeouts. There's also
far the ball traveled.
Well, yeah, that's part of it too. And then there's also the fact that batters for years have been so focused on that launch angle that's affecting. It's an all or nothing league right now.
Well, yeah, and the teams and managers and owners and GMs appear to value, on base percentage and home runs more than singles and doubles or the other stuff.
And totally, they're even showing on the scoreboard now when you go to Camden Yards, they're now showing the OPS stat as well, right next to the batting average, like it's just as important.
Yeah. And so the double, the triple. I mean, it was fun. Yesterday when the Orioles had like 4 doubles or whatever. Yeah. The double and triple is being lost. I was going to say the stolen base too, which kind of being lost. But you look at Delmarva. Delmarva's got like 25 steals already this year. They're going crazy on the bases this year. So that's kind of fun. Hopefully that'll trickle up to us.
I'd love to see more steals in the major leagues.
Yeah, I mean triples and stolen bases. I mean those are 2 most exciting plays in baseball, in my opinion.
Yeah, I want more small ball. Because I hate the shift, and the only way we're going to get rid of the shift is small ball. Small ball will beat the shift, and that's how you can get rid of it. So that's what I'm all for, small ball, because then teams will start getting rid of the shift. The shift is manufactured because of all of these analytics and the culture of hitting it as hard as you can.
Yeah, and I think Cedric Mullins is a good example where he's pull heavy, but you always see a third baseman hanging out there by third base because they're afraid of Cedric Mullins' bunt, and he'll put it down there. So they're not doing a super shift with Cedric Mullins until they get to 2 strikes.
No.
So, yeah, you would like to see more people play like Cedric Mullins, just in general, all around.
Yep.
More Cedric Mullins. Less.
Yeah, definitely more. If more of the team can approach the plate like Cedric Mullins, I'm all for that.
Yeah, let's replace all the Renato Nunez's with Cedric Mullins's.
Okay. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. Is it a year? Like, is it going to be this full year of baseball, and at the end of the season, we look at this strike rate and say, all right, something's going on at baseball. Do you think baseball does something to fix this, or do you think teams adjust to something like playing more small ball? Because right now they're still saying, oh, just wait till summer warms up and then the runs will come.
Yeah, and I think it depends, right? I think baseball is going to kind of wait and see what teams do. And if GMs continue to not value small ball, then I think baseball need to take matters into their own hands. Though
Right.
I saw something that maybe stolen bases are coming back into analytics and becoming more important with analytics or something, and maybe that's true. But certainly, you look at, I mean, there are good hitting teams in baseball. Like the Padres are a good hitting team, kind of from top to bottom, and so there's still teams like that. So I'm curious, right? Like I'm curious to see kind of what kind of teams make the playoffs this year. Because, I mean, the thing about baseball is, like all sports, I think teams are always kind of evolving and changing and responding, right?
Right.
So, like, as we see pitchers evolve, and now it seems like pitchers have the heads up, it seems like the next move will be for hitters to kind of evolve and take the next step to adjust with that.
Right, but all that kind of gets led by baseball. Like this overarching thing kind of helps steer the direction.
Yeah.
And one thing that we're seeing now is, like this year we've got the iPads in the dugout. And that really seems to encourage this whole launch angle, velocity approach at the plate, because that's what you're going back and you're looking at your swing, you know?
Yeah.
You're not looking at you're not looking at your placement of where the position players were on you. Or I guess you're looking at, timing of your bat could also affect some of that. But it seems like the more analytics get in, how can analytics encourage small ball would be my question.
Yeah, and I mean, just look at the Orioles kind of as a small case study. As a team that had no analytics, and then once they got here, what made the biggest jump first? Well, the young pitchers, because a lot of the technologies can benefit the pitchers more kind of obviously and more just more explicitly than it can the hitters. And so I think, and Mike Elias, I heard him talk about this before too, that pitchers, just with technology and coaching, are just kind of more advanced than the hitters are at this point. So I think once the hitters, I think you have to make the argument that it's worth the hitter kind of cutting down their swing and trying to go opposite field. Like it's worth doing that as opposed to trying to hit a home run 1 out of every 10 at bats or whatever.
Right.
And maybe the numbers, I think, need to make that case.
No, I think you're right. Analytics and how they're used in baseball have been evolving, and we all think of analytics as this Moneyball mentality, and it's expanded so far past that.
It's the technology stuff.
Now the technology stuff. You're right. The technology stuff first came for hitters, and it was all focused on launch angle and bat speed and contact point, and now it's gone to pitchers, and it's all focused on spin rate and release, and then so now it's time for. The bats need to turn into, all right, now that we've got the spin rate coming in, how do we use that to then make us better batters? It does go back and forth, and this is a pitcher's got the lead right now this year.
Yeah. But, I mean, baseball still has not been shy about tweaking with the baseball, has not been shy by tweaking with the rules. I mean, one of the reasons second base is on the extra innings is so exciting is because it doesn't happen enough in the regular 9 innings, right? And so I think baseball – I think baseball has smart people and who are there, and I think I'm curious to see what happens if they make adjustments with the mound, if they make adjustments with the baseball. But I think if this goes on for the entire year, I think baseball will try to tweak minor things, nothing major like moving the mound back a foot, but I think they might tweak with small stuff.
Yeah, and do you think they've tweaked? Do you think they made a mistake in deadening the ball?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, if you say it increases the spin rate for pitchers, I think that's a problem because I think pitchers are too dominant. But I also don't want every kind of check swing flying out the ballpark either. So
right. Yeah, I agree. And Scott's pointing out with all this tech, we still can't get the strike zone correct and replay right.
Oh my gosh!
And
don't get me started with replay.
Yeah, it's that human element.
Was that Friday night play at first? It was a double play, and our guy was safe at first. They instant replayed it, and they still called him out when he was clearly safe.
I don't remember if that was Friday or Saturday.
I don't either. It runs together, but the point is,
I think it was Saturday.
Yeah, I think that was Saturday. But the point is, MLB, and this is not the first time this year, repeatedly they've gotten the call wrong even after replay. And the thing that really stinks, and this stinks, is that there's no accountability, right? Some random guy is making that call, right, in New York or wherever. And MLB never comes out and explains, here's why we made that call, or here is a defense of it, or whatever. There's no accountability, and it annoys me.
No, and that's where I think sports need to learn from each other. I like that when you have an NFL replay, I like that I do like that the people on the field make the call.
Yep.
Because then it's on that umpire. I also like that he then walks out and turns on his microphone and explains to the crowd what happened and what he saw and why it's overturned or why it stands. I want to see baseball umpires mic'd up so they can answer those questions, so they are responsible. I think there's too much going on in Major League Baseball where they're trying to protect the umpire union.
Yeah, and I think and the call, often the call that's getting wrong in replay is when they uphold a call that was made on the field. And to me, and they can always fall back on, well, it wasn't 100% definitive. I never, from the moment we first had replay in football, like I never understood the notion that replay has to be 1,000%. Like, just watch it as if you're watching it for the first time and make their call. Is he safer out? Forget about what happened on the field. Just like make the call, safer out. Like, is he safer? Is he out? I don't care. I don't care what the on the field call was. Just watch the replay. It's not that hard.
Right.
Did the ball come first or did it not come first? It's not that hard. I don't know why they make this so complicated and why they get it wrong so many times.
And baseball has this advantage of it's a guy in New York. You can ask the guy in New York to look at this play without him knowing what the umpire on the field called.
Yeah.
When the NFL,
it's not
when
hard.
NFL when they overturn it, it's the umpire who made the bad call is there.
Yeah.
So Major League Baseball's got that advantage.
Yeah.
So
we do this thing in scholarly writing. When I write a paper, it's blind peer reviewed. Like, someone does not know my name because they don't want to bias it. Meanwhile, we're doing the opposite in baseball. Like, we're clearly biased in the replay review calls, and almost intentionally biased. Like, why do we want to be biased like that?
Right. And
just
baseball
get the call right. That's the most important thing. Get the call right.
Right. And baseball loves to lean on this whole human element. But they use the human element excuse too much to try to protect the umpires.
Yeah, and listen, the umpires. I mean, we talk about technology, and this is how we got.
We don't need them that much longer.
And if you watch it on the at-bat app, even if you just watch on TV when they put that box there, I mean, it becomes, for me, I'm impressed how often they get it right, actually. But it also, every time they get something wrong, it's glaring, right? You can see the little ball outside of that box, and it's clearly, it's just so glaring now.
Right. With sensors and with cameras, they could easily tell what happens first. The ball hits the glove or the foot hits the bag. They could tell that with sensors and have the call made immediately, faster than a human could see it and call safer out.
Yeah.
They could do that. They could do it with the balls in the outfield. Every call that the umpire makes, they could make faster with electronics.
Yeah, I agree. I think all those should be hook up the electronics or whatever. I go back and forth with the balls and strikes for the umpire, especially because they got my boy Adley Rutschman, who's coming up, is supposed to be really good at framing pitches. Right. And you wonder, I think that's a cool element of catching. That Severino and Cisco do not possess at all. But a cool element is being able to frame pitches well. And so I think, and that's part of baseball. And I'm okay with an occasional, slightly wrong call because I think you need to protect the plate as a batter. So I go back and forth with that. But I agree on the other. I still don't understand how you, I don't even need the thing to light up with who hit first. I can look and see when the ball goes in the glove and then look at the foot. It's not that hard. You can slow it down. There's so many cameras. You can slow it down so slowly.
Right. And there's such a high resolution now that you can clearly see. And they're pointing out in the chat that box on TV is not as right as you think all the time or in the MLB app. And I get that because that's not – but I know that they could make that little box perfect. That wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but it would involve
It's made for TV.
knowing the height of each batter.
Right. It would be,
it's
which they could do.
But yeah.
I'll tell you, I don't know if I mentioned this on 336. I think I was talking about it one day on Birdland Tonight. I have the Oculus VR goggles, and they've got an MLB app now for them. And I tried it out the first time this season. And you can go in there and I can watch the Orioles game, and it's like a theater where I sit and watch the game. But they've got this thing where you can get the game day thing where it's got the box and the pitches, but it's in three-dimensional, so when the pitch comes in, I can go in and turn my body to the side and see how it started in like the top left corner, and as it crossed the plate, it dropped to the bottom right corner, and it's a really cool way to see ball movement on that, which you don't get on the television when it just shows the flat box and the pinpoint in which corner. It's pretty cool.
So we have technology to do that, but we can't figure out who's saving it.
Exactly. And that's all stuff that's made for TV that they're not worried about it being accurate. So we know that if they wanted it to be accurate, they could make it perfect.
Yeah. All right. Hey, I want to get into some Orioles stuff here.
Oh, that wasn't Orioles stuff?
No, that was just
that was like
stuff.
Baseball stuff.
No, it was related because there was a blown call on the Saturday game.
Yep.
But that was more baseball stuff.
All right. Where are you going?
Well, can we talk real quick about Jorge Lopez?
Okay, all the Oriole topics out there, and you want to start with Jorge Lopez.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he has a career, according to Baseball Reference, he has a WAR of negative 2.1 over his career. He's 10-21 with an ERA of 6.07 over his career. Oh, and guess what? This year he's 1-4 with an ERA of 6.35. So he's pretty much right there with his career ERA, with his career WHIP, with all this kind of career stuff. His strikeouts are a little better this year, averaging a strikeout per inning. But for the most part, his stats are bad, Josh. Recently,
why is he still in the rotation?
Well, yeah, that's what I was getting with. After his last start, that we witnessed at Camden Yards on Friday. I almost said at Yankee Stadium because it felt like I was at Yankee Stadium. After that start, which was absolutely horrendous, Manager Hyde, asked, is Jorge Lopez continue to, pitch every fifth day? Will he continue to be in starting rotation? And Manager Hyde said yes. Jorge Lopez will continue to pitch. Josh, why do I have to continue to watch Jorge Lopez?
I don't get it. If this is the type of games that knocked Zimmerman out of the rotation, that knocked who else did we knock out of the rotation?
Kramer got bounced around a little bit.
Kramer got sent down because of stuff like this. We've seen Zimmerman come back after him and pitch well. We saw Aiken come in and pitch well out of the pen. Those are the guys that are younger that I'm interested more in seeing pitch and if they can be in the rotation of the future, not Jorge Lopez. Jorge Lopez is there as a placeholder, which means you got to eat innings. If you can't make it past 2 innings, you have no service to this team.
Yeah, I mean, he's only made it past 5 innings once all year.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, I mean, he typically he averages 4 innings. So, I mean, he's thrown 34 innings in 8 starts this year. 34 innings and 8 starts this year. That's just over 4 innings a start. That's not getting it done. And like I said, his ERA is over 6. I know he's shown the ability to have electric stuff because he had electric stuff on April 16th. But I don't know why I'm watching him, on May 22nd. In his next start, when he had good stuff on April 16th,
over a month ago.
what is that? What is that? And he's not like maybe if he was 24 or something, but he's 28. He's bounced around the league. Like he's done this before. Like this is at this point, I don't know. I think you kind of are who you are. I don't know why. I don't know why I still have to watch Jorge Lopez.
I'm totally there with you. You are who you are. You're not part of this future. Give me someone who's part of the future. That's all I want. And I get it. We would all love for it to be DL Hall. I don't think obviously, I understand them moving slow with him. But give me someone who might have some part of this team in 3 years.
Yeah, one of the problems, unfortunately, is the AAA team with Hess like the neck. They're knocking on the door. Their starting pitching has been, I think second to last in the AAA in their league. Alexander Wells, the guy we talked up, has an ERA of about 14 in his 2 starts, and none of these none of the AAA pitchers have thrown in kind of more than 2 starts, right? So I think you're waiting.
Yeah, it's small sample size.
Tom Eshelman gave up a bunch of runs the other day, but yeah, I think you're waiting for Zach Lothar or Wells, Zimmerman. I guess you're going to bring him up. Keegan Aiken, I'm not sure what his role is, but I think you're waiting for some of these guys to kind of step up. And then take the reins from Jorge Lopez. But I don't know, why can't Keegan Aiken take Jorge Lopez start place right now? And I hope, based on what we saw in Zimmerman, fantastic start on Sunday, fantastic relief appearance on Sunday. I hope that means he's part of the regular rotation going forward. But I mean, I'm excited about Means starting. I'm excited about Harvey starting. I'm good with Kramer starting, even when he struggles, because he's part of the future. But, after that, I would like Keegan Aiken and Bruce Zimmerman as opposed to Jorge Lopez. And I guess our flaws, I think what we're doing right now is Jorge Lopez and then bullpen game or.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about.
I don't know. We're doing 5th starter. Is it Bruce Zimmerman? I don't know.
Can you explain to me why Plutko started on Sunday? Why wasn't that a John Means game? Did they just not want John Means to pitch at home because the Orioles suck at home?
No, actually, I like the Plutko stuff for 2 reasons. One, John Means now is not pitching until Wednesday. So I think,
which is weird.
Well,
so you took him from, he would normally have pitched on Sunday. You pushed it off even later. So he's got, 7 days rest?
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, this is going to be something to watch across baseball, right? How do you handle your starting pitchers? Because we talk about it all the time. You played, a quarter of the season last year. This season, you're playing a full season. Are you going to let pitchers throw 180 innings? I don't know. So one way to do it without sitting them down for 2 weeks or whatever, one way to do it is give them 7 off days. Give them six off days. So I think This is their attempt to slowly spread John Means as deep into the season as they can.
Because
that's why I think they're doing it.
Right. He's our best guy. He's the guy of the future. He's the one you want to baby and protect this year.
Yeah, well, why would you protect anybody else? Hunter Harvey is going to be traded away. There's no need to protect him.
You mean Matt Harvey? Matt Harvey.
Yeah, Matt Harvey.
Hunter Harvey hopefully will pitch this year.
Yeah. Matt Harvey. So there's no reason to protect Matt Harvey. You just want him to pitch as well as possible before you can trade him away and then let someone else deal with those innings. And the other guys, I mean, Jorge Lopez never throws more than 3 innings anyway, so you don't need to protect his innings because he's never throwing up innings anyway because he only throws 3 every start. And the rest, we've already seen them be kind of interchangeable with calling to the minors and to the majors, Bruce Zimmerman and Zach. So they're not going to be a problem because they're being caught up and sent down so much. So the only guy that they kind of have to worry about the innings watch is John Means. And so I think that's why you're seeing them give John Means special treatment.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I like the Plutko start because first of all, like in their head, it makes sense because the Yankees are better against left-handed pitchers. They're struggling for left-handed at bats, so they tend to do better against left-handed pitchers with their right-handed heavy lineup. And so if in your head you think, okay, Plutko can go through 1 inning, 2 innings, then all of a sudden you bring in the lefty Bruce Zimmerman. Maybe he gets through, right? Plutko gets through Aaron Judge, maybe gets through those 3, 4, 5, and the bottom of the Yankees lineup isn't good. So if everything works perfectly, and I think in Hyde's plan, Plutko throws the first 2 innings, gets through 1 through 6 in the order. Then you bring Zimmerman, kind of ease him in with 7, 8, 9, right, and then just has to go through maybe once through the Yankees lineup.
I understand.
So, yeah, on the surface, it makes sense, but it just didn't turn out well.
Right. And I think I think the plan also for a bullpen game was kind of ruined by having a Saturday night where Lopez couldn't pitch.
Yeah,
So it might have been Aiken-Zimmerman on Sunday. It might have been the plan.
Right, but they used Aiken on Saturday.
Right.
But yeah, and Zimmerman, he saved her bullpen as well. Like Zimmerman saved that game. Like all the credit in the road goes to Zimmerman for that.
But I don't want to be and I don't want to be down on Plutko because he has shown enough this season to earn that start. He's been great in the bullpen.
Yeah, and people I saw some people critical of Hyde, and I think this is a fair game. Where why would you take Plutko, who's been so successful in this one role, and then put him in a different role?
Mm-hmm. Because players want the opportunity. You know how baseball players are. If they see we're going to do a bullpen game, they want to start. They want a chance to prove that they can do it. We see this all the time with players. They will not say no. They'll be limping out there and saying, I can play, coach.
Yeah, and I would argue what happened on Sunday was less of a bullpen game, more of an opener starter game, right? Like, I don't know if that counts as bullpen game.
I don't think that's a such thing. Opener starter.
That's what happened, right? Plutko was not going to go 3, 4, 5 innings in no situation.
No, I know he was going to go 2.
Yeah,
it's a piggyback game. It was a little piggyback game.
Yeah, and then Zimmerman was going to throw as many as he could, 5, 6, 7. So isn't that an opener starter game?
I guess so. But again, I think the original plan was Aiken for 3, Zimmerman for 3. And go, or 4-3, 4-4, something like that, and that got screwed up. In order to have a successful bullpen game, your bullpen needs to be fresh.
Right. And so what happened in this case was 1 and 6, 1 for Plutko, and how many did Zimmerman throw? Did he throw 6? So that's pretty good.
Yeah,
but
thanks to Zimmerman. Zimmerman saved all that.
Yeah, I don't know if Hyde will go with the opener after this. After that, you took one of your best relievers, kind of that middle reliever guy. You put him as an opener, and it backfires. I don't know if we'll shy away from the opener thing.
Right
in
now,
the future.
Are Zimmerman and Aiken still both on the team?
Yeah.
Okay. As of right now. So we'll see what type of move they make tomorrow for Tampa, because they got to make a move tomorrow. Or no, they don't, because Santander can't come back till Friday, I believe.
Yes, for the National Series on Friday,
right? Because of
COVID protocol.
COVID protocol.
Right.
So.
There'll be. I mean, I saw Urias finally was demoted. We'll see if that's a temporary thing. But I think like expected all year, like this is going to be a fluid roster. Which again is why I'm kind of surprised Jorge Lopez is still there. But this is going to be a very fluid roster.
And as fans that are looking to the future, we want the fluid roster because we want the fluid roster to see young guys and see what they can do. Give us some glimpses of the future. Now, if you're going to do a fluid roster and bring up crap, I don't want that.
Yeah, and so that's why it's been a little. I mean, I think we had some really good performances in our lower minors, which we can talk about. Grayson Rodriguez was fantastic on Saturday again.
DL Hall's been great.
Yeah, DL Hall struggled a little bit yesterday, but Bowie amazingly came back and got that win. And so it's good to see them in the lower levels of success in the minors. But the AAA team has struggled. Specifically, the pitching in AAA has struggled. So you hope that improves. And honestly, the hitting, right? Like, there's no one there. Like, you hoped Jahmai Jones would kind of take the range second base. Well, he's now on the IL. Well, then you hope maybe Yusniel Diaz could work his way in the outfield because I really love his power. He's now on the IL. And so, I mean, it's just the AAA roster so far, their season hasn't been really – they haven't done really well yet. Most success has been the lower levels, which is great. Gunnar Henderson was named like the player of the week in their division or whatever. That's awesome because Gunnar Henderson is younger than half the players or the majority of the players in that league at just 19. So that's great to see the success in the lower minors. But, I'm watching that AAA team every night. At least the box score. And the amount of runs they're giving up is way too high.
But it's also, when you look at that AAA team, it's not guys that excite you. It's Bowie that excites you, the players there.
Yeah, as far as top prospects, most of our top prospects are younger.
Right. Or they're holding them back in Bowie and probably mid-season move them up to Norfolk.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I mentioned Gunnar Henderson. He did Andrew Vaughn in MLB top 100 prospect pipeline or whatever.
Yep.
Andrew Vaughn moved up or was graduated off the prospect list, and Gunnar Henderson was now a top 100 prospect. So that gives us yet another top 100 prospect to go along with Adley Rutschman, Kerstadt, Rodriguez, Hall. We now have a fifth guy, Gunnar Henderson, the top 100 prospect. So that's exciting to see. And they're all, no one's graduating off the top 100 list this year. So we should have them plus a draft pick next year. So we should have at least 6 top 100 draft picks, top 100 prospects going into next season, I would expect.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so that's fun and exciting for our future.
Yeah, again, it's all about the future. It's all about that. Enjoy the minor leagues this year. Get that MILB package and watch those. Check out some of those games, even if some of the games look like you're watching security camera footage.
Yeah, and that's true, Josh. But it still really sucks to be at a Orioles game and have the Yankees whoop you.
Right, and you know
fans. What? That doesn't make it hurt any less. Even though I understand the process, caution wet floor, I'm all on board. But it doesn't make it any less obnoxious to watch them get blown out.
Yeah, no, you're right, because I can sit here and I can say, hey, let's get excited about the young guys. But guess what? I've been to 1 Tide game this year, and I've been to 4 Oriole games this year.
Right.
I'm still going to the major. There's still something about the major league games that you're going to. They're different.
Right.
You want to go to the major league games.
If I go to, I don't even know. I don't know if the Shorebirds play the Lynchburg Hellcats. I don't even know. But if I go and Delmarva's playing the Lynchburg Hellcats, I don't know if they're in the same league, but I'm not shouting at a Lynchburg Hellcat fan in any situation. There's no situation where I'm getting the face of a Lynchburg Hellcat fan like I got in the face of that Yankee fan. There's no situation. I don't care enough.
I enjoy minor league baseball.
Yeah, me too.
I also understand that it's one step above going down the street and watching the high school game. As far as view and quality, like I'm not invested like I am to the Major League Orioles.
Yeah, and all the good news is happening in the minors, but it's hard to maintain, and that's why we say it on here, because it's hard even for us to keep that perspective.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can't feel the minor leagues, it's understandable. It's almost like I feel like sometimes when I turn on the MILB app that I'm doing homework. Like I'm sitting there and I'm watching this minor league game because I need to, because it's the future, because I'm trying to prepare, or because I'm doing it for Section 336, versus if I'm just watching the highlights. The highlights, seeing Adley Rutschman hit a monster home run off his face
I watched it
is a fun highlight.
Yeah.
Watching that entire game is a tough watch. So.
Yeah, especially when the video quality isn't great.
Exactly.
At Bowie.
All right.
Yeah.
But great announcers.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Love the announcers.
Yeah.
So, Josh, coming up, we kind of left after a rough start to the Yankee series. That 10-6 win yesterday, kind of getting off on the right foot. We have no game today, obviously, on Monday.
Right.
Then Tuesday, we play a series with the Rays. We're running out Harvey and Means and Kramer. That sounds like a pretty good kind of top 3 rotation. Weirdly, in our division, Josh, Tampa Bay at 23-19 are kind of sitting right above us. I mean, there's the Yankees and Tampa Bay are just kind of fraction of a point difference, but Tampa Bay is second to last at 23-19, and we're sitting in the cellar at 17-23.
This is the part of the season that I've been looking forward to, and I feel like I've been talking about this part of the season since the beginning of the season, because we had to play New York and Boston a bunch for these first 6 weeks of baseball. It was a lot of New York, a lot of Boston. Now we get into kind of the home stretch where we got Tampa, Washington, Minnesota, Chicago, Cleveland, more Tampa. Eventually we get Toronto, but it's like this is the teams that everyone else is playing. We've had that really tough schedule at the beginning of our season because of New York and Boston. Now it's the home stretch where it's not those big teams that spend all the money. It's more mid-market teams. They're better than us, obviously, because almost everyone in baseball is. But how do we go over this next month is really curious and exciting to me. And really how we go through the summer until that end of the season where it comes back to Yankee Boston. I'm excited about this stretch.
Yeah, with the Twins, their record is much worse than ours. I mean, they're playing terrible. They have one of the worst records in all of baseball. And the Nationals are comparable. Nationals have a losing record as well. Not the White Sox. The White Sox right now are playing as like one of the best teams in baseball. Yep. But we played the Twins a couple times, and so yeah, and the Nationals under 500. So yeah, this is certainly easier than Boston and the Yankees.
Yep.
I even would rather play Tampa Bay right now, honestly, than
I agree.
I would. Sox or Yankees.
Except for the fact that I'm just realizing that means the next 3 games are blacked out for me because I live 2.5 hours from Tampa.
Yeah.
So thank you, Major League Baseball.
Also, the Nationals game is we're at DC at the National Stadium. You know, I was reminded of who do we recently play, where we had to play at a National League team. And everyone was reminded just kind of how atrocious.
We played the Mets.
That's just the short series against the Mets.
Because John Means was rolling, and we had to pull him because he couldn't be up at the plate with bases loaded in a scoreless game. And
I think Flake came in and hit a sacrifice fly. Yeah. But yeah, the notion of, and I used to be old school and like pitchers, like you're part of the team, dude. You hit.
I am.
It's just, and I like the strategy of it. But I would rather have Nelson Cruz in there, or even Ryan Mountcastle in there.
I don't care.
Than the pitcher. I really don't like the pitcher hitting.
I don't care, and I think you're on the same plate as me. As I don't care. I just want the same rules everywhere.
No, I want DH everywhere.
I'm okay. I'd be fine with DH everywhere or pitchers everywhere. I just want the same rules. Because there's a huge advantage swing for a National League team when an American League team comes into their park. Because their pitchers do hit once in a while. American League pitchers don't even try.
Teams.
No, it's the opposite.
Because our teams are built to have a DH roster position, and so we have a DH where they don't really have that.
The Orioles are not built for a DH roster position. Most teams are not built for a DH roster position. They have an extra bench slot that can go in and bat. You can have your catcher or your backup outfielder go in and bat. That gives the National League an advantage versus the American leagues have the disadvantage when they go into Nats Park. All right, so even if we go with a team that has a dedicated DH.
Like a Nelson Cruz, who's
let's say the Orioles have Nelson Cruz.
Even Ryan Mountcastle is no longer good, who's not a good defender.
All right, fine. Let's take the Orioles.
Yeah.
And they've got Mancini at first. Outfield's full, so Mountcastle is their DH.
Yeah.
When they go into New York, they are at or Washington, they're at a disadvantage because now they can't put Mountcastle in the lineup unless they put him in the outfield, and then they get hurt defensively.
Right. I agree.
The American League team is always hurt by going into a National League team.
I agree because you lose at the DH position.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. We're on the same page then, even though you said the opposite at the beginning.
No. I was just, the opposite point is when they come into our stadium, it's to our advantage. And
it's not.
When we go into the National League team, I don't think the pitchers. So like a pitcher who exposed to hitting all the time hits 150, and our hitters hit .050. Like I don't think that really matters that much.
No, but being used to the DH and then losing the DH does hurt you.
Right.
Suddenly having a DH in your lineup doesn't hurt you.
Right. How about that?
So.
All right. Fine.
All right.
But. Yeah, whatever. I'll let it go. It's no fun to watch pitchers hit. They're just boring.
I agree. We all like to think about Bartolo Colon hitting that home run. That happened once in his entire career.
Yeah, or Wei-Yin Chen had a really good guess at him striking out.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Once in their career. Yeah. Not worth holding on to.
Yeah. All right. Oh, shoot.
You didn't prepare?
I got a couple of things I can talk about, though.
All right. So this is our Ball 4 segment where we get to talk about some stuff outside of baseball and tell some stuff we're going in our lives. It's a kind of a way to control us from going on random topics just at the beginning of the show, but it doesn't really work. So you want to go first, or you want me to take a ball?
That's where we're talking about birthday parties and hats to start the show.
All right, exactly. Which is, hey, that's Section 336. That's why you listen. That's why we do this show. It's our lives, and our lives are just ran by baseball and the Orioles.
No, I've made a commitment to not buy any more liquor because I have a liquor cabinet full of liquor from like years ago that I've never drunk. And now we're getting ready to move.
Drank?
Huh?
Never drank?
Never drunk.
All right, Mr. English teacher.
Don't get me started. We have this fight every time we read the Crucible over hung or hanged. We fight about it all year.
What's the Crucible say? She was hung?
The correct is to say she was hanged.
Okay. All right.
But just a special verb just for people.
Right, because hanged is
a picture was hung.
Right.
But the
right,
act
I get
of,
it.
Yeah, being hanged.
Because you're being hanged. Because hanged is different than hanging a coat.
Right.
Gotcha.
The coat was hung.
All right, I'm good with that. All right, so you drunk.
But I don't know. Maybe it's drank and drunk. I don't know. It could be right. No. But so I'm going through this stuff that's been there for years. This is the vanilla flavored or the cotton flavored vodka that I drank once, 10 years ago and haven't touched it again. But right now, so I'm drinking all this crap. And right now, because I'm too cheap to throw it away. And right now I'm drinking this stuff. I don't even know when we got it, but Pimm's, P-I-M-M-S, which is a big thing in England, like this Pimm's liqueur or something. Yeah. I think we got it. I don't know why we got it. We're doing some kind of England-related thing to celebrate something, and we got Pimm's. And now we got a bottle and a half of this stuff. And so I mixed it with ginger ale because that's what it said to do on the bottle. And it's just disgusting. I can't even drink it. So I'm not really recommending it. I know we're supposed to recommend things here, but I don't know what I'm going to do with a bottle and a half of Pimm's. If you have any recommendations for what to make with Pimm's, let's go and let me know.
All right. Great recommendation. My ball 2 is...
Thank you.
Yeah. My ball 2 is Kasky Kids Baseball Guys. And it's the little baseball guys I got for Silas for his birthday this week. Nice. Because I'm really jealous and wish I had these guys when I was a kid. When you and I were a kid, we would have played with these a ton. So if you have a kid, check them out, Kasky Kids Baseball Guys. They're like the little green army men that we all had as kids, but they're baseball players, and you get 2 teams and an ump. And it's cool.
And I like it for my kid better, too, because I don't want him planning wars and war domination and shooting each other.
No.
I'd rather him playing baseball.
Right. The only wars I want to see is plastic Manny Machado taking out some players.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll do some replay slides. Yeah, we're going to do some.
Maybe bring Rogador in.
Yeah. I might replicate the Dumb and Young double game on there. I think that'd be pretty fun. Replicate the Dumb and Young double on the little guy.
What about the old Oriole Yankee brawl from the 90s?
Oh yeah. Get the what was that? Zimmer. What was the fat bench coach?
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, bald guy.
Yeah, Zimmer, not Zimmer. What was his name? Shoot, now.
I was thinking Zimmerman, but it's not.
Armando Benitez fired up out there swinging.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll have some bench brawls with those guys.
That would be funny.
Ball 3. I guess I'll throw in another book I recently finished. Chimamanda Adichie's Americana. Pretty good book. Coming from Nigeria to America, then back to Nigeria. It has a lot to do about kind of race relations in America, coming from someone from Nigeria's perspective. Kind of interesting.
Gotcha.
Thought-provoking.
Okay. My ball 4 is the CDC getting rid of masks. No, I'm just kidding. No, not going political. Not going political. My ball 4 is Lido Pizza, because I do not have Lido down here in Florida.
I never understood your obsession with Lido's.
So I love Lido and got Lido on Sunday for lunch. I went and got one of their salads. And then when I was at the airport Sunday evening, I went and got Lido's pizza for dinner. So I was excited to have some Lido. So enjoy it in Maryland, because I don't get it down here. Or go ahead and find a way to mail me some Lido pizza.
You should start your own Lido's franchise.
That's an interesting idea. That would do really well down here.
No, you eat all the profits.
I got this shopping center like a mile from my house. It's it's where my grocery store is. I guess.
Publix.
Publix. Yeah. Publix.
Teach their own.
Yeah, It's right down here. My shopping center, it's got the Publix, the McDonald's, the Walgreens or CVS or something. All your, it's like any of these.
Got a Subway?
It does have a Subway.
Yeah.
You know how these strip malls go, where you have the same stores.
There are more Subway restaurants than any other restaurant in the world. Go ahead.
How many pizza places do you think I have in this strip mall?
I would say there's either a Papa John's or a Domino's.
Yes and yes. But there's more.
Oh, is there a local one too?
There is 2 local ones, 3 local ones.
Oh, wow.
And a Pizza Hut. I have 6.
Pizza Huts. Forgot about Pizza Huts. Didn't know they were still around.
This shopping center it's not a big shopping center.
So you're saying it needs a Lido's?
I have 6 pizza places and then an Italian restaurant.
And no Lido's, Josh. Just
no Lido.
Smack in your face.
No. There's 4 haircut places and 2 mattress stores. It's the weirdest shopping center ever.
I've never seen anyone actually go in a mattress store before.
I went and I bought my mattress from one of these mattress stores.
I thought everyone got theirs online in one of those boxes. Pops out.
I did get one of the boxes that pop out, but I went there to try it on, or whatever. Try me on it.
You really you laid on it?
Yeah, I laid on it.
You went in the mattress and you laid on it?
Yeah. Because I know these pop-out mattresses are really popular, but I was wondering, like, are they popular because they're comfortable, or are they popular because it's just a trendy thing right now? I got my mattress, which is a Nectar, by the way, and I tried it on.
I went with the Casper.
Yeah, I preferred the Nectar when I was trying them out in the store.
Yeah, I just base all my decision on number 5-star reviews.
Right, I know you do. I know.
That's my entire life is based on that.
Exactly. That's why I went to do it myself.
Where I sleep.
Now, during the pandemic, I think I mentioned that there's 2 mattress stores in this shopping center. They both went out of business during the pandemic. So there's mattress store signs, but they're closed. So you might be onto something.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Don't get in the mattress business, people.
No. That's great advice.
Well, we dispense advice here. We talk baseball and dispense life advice. Don't buy Pims and don't buy a mattress store.
All right.
But buy those little baseball guys.
And go on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. And go on over to section336.com and click on the support tab and join our Patreon for $3.36 to help us out. We're very thankful to everyone that goes over to Patreon and does that for us. It helps out a lot.
Appreciate you, true coconuts.
It allows us to do cool things like Birdland Tonight.
Yep. All right, boys and girls. You can also follow us on all the social media platforms, including Twitter. You can follow me at Section336. And don't follow me, though, when we're at the playing the Yankees. I just tweet angry things there, or sarcastic things there.
And thanks to Robert for coming out and saying hi to us, calling us out on at the game Saturday.
Yeah, it was good to meet him and his daughter. And
it always surprises us. Don't worry, we handled this one way better than the opening day one that surprised us.
Yeah, but we appreciate he was out there with his daughter, goes to his games with his daughter.
Yep.
We're very much family focused. I mean, this is dad going with his sons to baseball games, so we're all in the same vein there. It's a family affair.
You know what my favorite part was about meeting Robert?
Sure.
That he didn't know who Bert was.
Yeah.
So he's a newer listener.
Appreciate that.
And that's always fun. And say, see, Bert, you should still be doing this with us.
Yeah, everyone likes Bert the most anyway. So
exactly. Bert's always the popular one.
Yeah,
so it was fun for them not to know who he was.
Yeah, good. Let's not have Bert back on here then.
I think we're going to have him back on a bonus show soon.
All right. But you can follow me at Section336. You can also follow Josh on Twitter.
At Josh Soroka.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's.